Welcome to Park City Fine Art. This artist, Pete Zaluzik, is an artist that we'd like to feature today. Pete is an artist here at the gallery that when he comes to drop work off, he'll drive from Chicago out here and he'll get here, and he used to be a mentor over at the YMCA. So he'll get here and just imagine Santa Claus and just happy, jolly, and a guy that has lived an incredible career. He used to be an architect consultant as well. And he started sculpting. A lot of his sculptures were birds and different things. He loves being outdoors, and it's from that he started photographing a lot, and he had a couple ideas to take his photographs and kind of put them together with his sculpture. And he created something that's never been created before, and it's called the Gampi. I remember the first time I ever talked to him, I was like, I want to carry your sculptures. And he's like, you can carry them, but you really need to carry my Gampis. And I was like, okay. So we actually started carrying him at the very beginning when Park City Fine Art opened. And I kind of was just like, all right, we'll just put them up. Everybody loves them. And they're so fascinating because nobody has ever seen them before. And when you come in and look at them, you're like, well, what is Gampi? And he made it up. It's a type of tissue-like paper. And he'll actually print the photo 3 different times at a small opacity so that it can actually be saturated enough to be able to see it. And it creates this amazing sculptural feeling to where you'll come in, you'll be like, is it real hair that he's putting in there? And it looks 3-dimensional. And Pete loves movement. He's a dog lover. If that says anything about him, he loves a good little puppy and whatnot. And he loves animals. He loves the story that they have. And a couple of them that I love is the running grizzly bear. There was 2 of them that were chasing each other. And the story there is so fun. Each one of them has a great story. Another one that I love is the bison. The bison is just tough and strong. And it's out there just working, getting it done. And you zoom in and you look at his hair and you're like, wow, it's like frozen. And it was -20 degrees or 30 degrees. And he's just out there getting it done. And just this beautiful, beautiful animal that was out there. And Pete, when he talks about it, he's like, he wasn't even complaining. He wanted to have his photo taken. So each one has this really fun story to it. Another one that I actually love is called Last Look Back. And I love this because when Pete was photographing him, there was actually 5 wolves, and they were kind of like having like a powwow, he said. And 3 of them went off one way and 2 of them went off the other way. And the 3 just kept going, and they never stopped to look back. But these other 2, they got to the ridge and they stopped and they looked back and they stood there and they just watched until they couldn't see him again. And it's such a fun piece. I love that. And Pete has a lot of ways that he connects with that, and I have my ways that I connect with that. And I think that we all do. And it's really neat to be able to connect with his work. So excited for you to come down and meet the staff that can tell you some of the stories about Pete's work and possibly collect one too. Two Wild is actually a brother and sister who have collaborated together and taken what they both are known for and put it into one. And it is so unique and phenomenal. Their father, who is also an artist, and he's also one of the artists in the stable here, he is a colorist, and he's been there with his kids. They've grown up with color. They love color and the energy that it creates. The father has a very thick palette, and so when he's painting, it's very, 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 very like thick, impasto, palatey, yummy. And the kids, they've taken that and they've created like who they are as an artist. And so Barack Rosenvein, he loves to do these mountains and just very sculptural paintings. And then the daughter is Miri. Miri is actually one of our youngest artists that we carry at the gallery. She's just 21 years old. And Miri is like such an incredible colorist, and she's phenomenal at painting animals. And so Barack and Miri have collaborated and taken what their father has taught them, what they as an artist, who they are and what they're about, and put it together and have created some really, really neat work. And you'll note they're on glass, and so they'll paint on top, they'll pour resin on top, they are painted with oil, but then they've even created these butterflies that are mounted into the frames. And so each one is very, very unique. And folks love them. When they come to the gallery, they see them. I love art that really stops people. Another thing that I love about fun sculptural art like this is that when you're designing your home and you've got painting, it's really a fun thing to take your house and almost create the whole home as its own palette, and to then have a painting, and then something that stops people and gets that conversation about art going. And it's like, wow, this is really amazing. So I encourage you to pop in, see what we have new from them and whatnot. It's great. I'd like to introduce our next artist, Dan Wilson. Dan Wilson is one of our local artists. He lives down in Lehi, Utah. And Dan he's a young artist. He's just 40 years old. And Dan, he paints like an old master and one of the most talented artists. And he's also one of the few figurative artists that we carry at the galleries. We have people come from all over, from out of state, to come and look at his work, to study it. We have a lot of artists that come and study his work and how he does it. He even is an instructor, and so he has classes at his studio and teaches people how to paint. One of his mentors, William Whitaker, was an incredible talented artist that I just love and adore. And when you look at Dan Wilson's work, he's able to capture these scenes and, in a sense, immortalize these little moments that we all connect with, whether it's us as a child or if it's as a parent or whatever it be. He also does a lot of painting for different churches. And those paintings can be up to 12 feet tall by 8 feet wide, where they'll have Christ in Gethsemane or different scenes. He's also known for a painter of light. He's able to capture light on canvas in such a unique, delicate way. And as you come and look at his work, you'll note that he has a few different styles. He has a very loose style. He has a sort of contemporary style where his brushstroke is thicker. And it is just incredible to see how tight and refined he can get, that you then compare him with great artists like Rembrandt, and you're like, wow, this is a really talented artist that really knows what he's doing. And his love and passion for the arts is in the story. And every one of his pieces has a story to tell, and the emotion behind each one of his paintings, there's so much that he puts into it that it's almost draining when he's creating that work of art and really trying to capture that moment, so that the person that's viewing it, they don't just see the image, they can actually see a story that's being told, and also capturing an emotion, an energy, and a memory. And so we encourage you to come in and see what he has here in the gallery. Slow down and just look at him and see if you can connect with his work. One of the paintings that you'll notice as you come to the gallery is look upstairs and you'll see this massive painting by artist Jeremy Salazar. Jeremy is one of our newest artists that we're showing here at the gallery, and we have just loved working with him. He's a super talented artist, and he's native, and he's able to capture the spirit of the native and able to do it in such a unique way. You look into the eyes of every one of his paintings, and there's just so much love and compassion. The other thing that I love about his work is his use of color with his palette, and the way that he's able to have something so abstract, yet it creates exactly what it needs to say. And just love his work, and really been enjoying working with him. And also the scale. I mean, there's very few artists that can paint this large. We encourage you to come in, see his work. They come and go quick, so come in and see what we got. The next artist to introduce you to here at Park City Fine Art is Helen Karen. Helen is one of the artists here at the gallery that all of us are just like, send us more, send us more. She's so talented in the way that she's able to paint in such an abstract way. And when you look at her work, like if you were to just take this piece here, and I mean, it's so abstract. Then when you get to her and how she dials in the facial features, she's incredible. And for any equestrian to look at her work, it's like, wow, she's really able to capture the spirit of that horse. They can see it in the eyes, and it's just great. I mean, her work is filled with energy. Here she's capturing an amazing moment of just energy. You can just feel it. And these are great, great works to have in the home. This size is one of my favorite sizes to have, to bring to any home, to bring it into their home, and perfect above a couch or going down a hallway, transitioning into another room into the house. So we encourage you to come in and see her work and just see the pop of color and the excitement that they have. My name is Colby Larson. We'd love to invite you to come visit one of our 5 galleries on historic Main Street in Park City, Utah.